Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Sackerman. I'm a mom, I'm a certified educator and parent educator. I am a certified mindfulness teacher, and I'm also a wellness coach certified through the International Association of Wellness Professionals. And I'm excited to be here with you today outside in my yard, getting a little bit of sun and some fresh air and a little bit of wind too. And actually what I want to talk with you about today is connecting with nature. You know, there are so many benefits when we connect with nature. And when I talk about connecting with nature, I don't just mean going out to the beach and plopping yourself down in your chair and putting on your headphones and your sunglasses and reading your book. That's not what I mean. The benefits that I'm going to share with you are when we intentionally spend time connecting with nature. So that's like sitting on the beach and feeling the sand in between our toes and smelling the salt air and hearing the waves and hearing the seagulls and feeling the sun on our skin. Okay, so that's what I mean by intentionally connecting with nature. And so I want to share just some of the benefits for you. Feeling more energized, less tired. So it makes sense that you're better able to get a good night's sleep, being more focused, reduced stress, feeling more grounded, increase in self-esteem, improved mood, and the ability to better regulate your emotions. And actually, Yale did a study and they found some of these benefits in spending just 2 hours outside every week, which hopefully we can all sort of carve out from our schedule, right? But I know that as humans, we can get very busy and a lot of what we do is inside, right? But there's so many reasons to get outdoors. And in addition to those benefits, nature can teach us so many incredible lessons. So I don't know where you are when you're watching this video. I don't know what's going on in the world, but my family and I have been in shelter in place now for about a month and a half due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And while this has been a very, very tough time, one of the things that I've been grateful for is the opportunity to get outside whenever it's a sunny day, or even if it's a cloudy day, just getting outdoors. So one thing that I've done, which is the first time I've ever done it in my whole entire life, is watch how a tree blooms. So I have this beautiful dogwood tree behind me, and my son and I have come out every single day, whether it's rainy, cloudy, sunny, whatever it may be, and we watched it blossom. So at first we came out and we saw how, the first few buds had developed. And then we watched each and every day and saw how that bud started to have distinct petals, and it was all still one piece, right? But we got to see how it started to take shape, and that took days. And then we waited and waited, and finally this tree blossomed. And it surprised me because the buds, which had been pink, they opened up to be this white flower with this delicate little pink edge around it. And I think that we can learn so much from this tree, and I've been thinking about this, especially given our circumstances. This tree right here, as delicate and as fragile as it may look, it has withstood so many winters, right? A week and a half ago, we had a hailstorm, and even with its, gentle little baby buds, it still was able to make it through. And I watched as many of the other trees began to blossom, and the dogwood tree hadn't blossomed yet. And this tree wasn't thinking, oh, what's wrong with me? It wasn't doubting itself. It wasn't feeling like it needed to rush or to hurry to compete with the other trees that were blossoming. It just knew that it could trust that it knew what to do and that it would bloom and unfold as it was meant to. And right now this tree is in bloom, but in the fall it's going to shed its leaves, right? And so from this tree we are reminded that change is inevitable and that it's not something that we have to fear, and that is just part of the cycle of life, right? And coming outside has certainly become something, I think, especially right now, that is it's really important for us. And so I want to share a couple of different ways that you can go ahead and enjoy and connect with nature. So the first one that I want to share is actually called forest bathing. And it is an ancient Japanese tradition, but it's basically when one just goes outside and sits. It could be a wooded area. I mean, that's ideal, but just a few trees would do too. And the idea is you go outside and you just sit in stillness for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever it is that you have, but you go out there just to be one with nature. You're not doing anything. You're just being. You're listening, hearing the sounds that you can hear, noticing what you see and smell and feel, and just taking it all in, being really, really mindful of whatever comes up for you during that experience in nature. And another practice is called earthing. And this is when you go out barefoot and you stand outside and plant your feet in the ground, and you just feel the dirt and Mother Earth, against your feet holding you. And it has a ton of benefits, which you can look into if this is something that you're interested in. Now, this isn't my cup of tea. Earthing is not something that I do very often, but I want to share a couple other ones with you in case those two don't resonate. So my first idea is to go outside and enjoy your morning cup of coffee. And the morning is such a beautiful time of day. You can go out, you can look at the sky, you can listen to the birds, you can notice if the way that the birds sound in the morning is the same as how they sound in the evening. You can notice if there's dew on the ground. And if you don't have a chance or the time to drink your whole cup of coffee outside, that's okay. Just take a few mindful sips and just connect with the beauty that is nature, right? Another one is when you go for a run or a walk, instead of putting in your earbuds, just listen to the symphony and the melody of the birds and of nature, Okay, another idea for you, and this is something that my son and I actually did last week. Put a blanket down on the ground in our backyard here, and we just laid down. And it was really kind of cool to feel, the unevenness of the earth. And yet, even with its unevenness, I felt so safe and so secure being held here by Mother Earth, And while we were laying down, we looked up and we watched the clouds go by. And, perhaps if there's a tree in your line of sight, you can just notice the branches as they move in the breeze. Another idea for you is to go outside at dusk, which is another really beautiful time of night, and just to listen to the buzz of the insects at twilight. And maybe before you go to bed at night, you can just take a quick stop outside and just look at the moon and the stars, and just revel in their beauty and their vastness. And maybe you can even reflect on the fact that really we are so small. And that's sometimes an important perspective to remind ourselves about. So, whatever you choose to do, and I invite you to figure out your own way to get out and to connect with nature. But whatever it is, I hope that you do it, and I hope that you enjoy it. And if you are interested in my list to connect with nature, or if you are interested in some mindful questions that you can reflect on while you're outside, please visit my website, www.llbwc.com. And until we meet again, may you live, love, and be well.